Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for having me. And thank you for such an amazing introduction. Um, as she's already said a lot about me, I'm an actor, or that's at least what I would like to believe I am. To give context and direction to this talk, I would like to begin from the very beginning. I come from Delhi. My forefathers were people in Punjab who took celibacy and went to Kashi to teach Sanskrit. Well, I'm no teacher, but I would like to call myself as a learner. I went to the Air Force School, and it was very early on in school that I realized my interest wasn't really in the classrooms. It was in the outdoors. Soon enough, I found myself participating in the school choir, singing for them, participating in whatever little plays or performances there would be in school. Eventually, I played a lot of sport, basically anything to do with performance. By the end of school, I was already playing competitive cricket. That got me through Delhi University with very basic marks. But I still wanted to diversify my interests and wanted to perform more. You know, cricket in Delhi was at a very saturating sort of a stage. So it was in the second year when one of these days after practice, I sort of was walking back from the cricket field towards my class, and you know, always from my peripheral, I used to hear this sound, this dramatic noises coming from somewhere. That day, I decided to follow that sound. I went to that room. It turned out to be the Drama Society room. I asked them, can I sit, can I hang around, can I just observe what you guys are doing? I was mesmerized. It reminded me of my time in school on stage, doing these little skits. I couldn't hold myself back. I asked them, can I come the next day as well? And they were gracious enough. They said, yes, you can. I came in the next day, and I was sort of spellbound. I couldn't hold myself from asking them if I could participate or just join in whatever way possible. They said, yes, we're doing street plays, and if you can give a couple of hours every day, it'll be great. Before I knew, I was doing street plays in Delhi, in different corners of Delhi, and I was really enjoying it, because that's where my calling was. That's where I felt more alive. It was in the second year, almost towards the end of the second year, while I was performing one of these street plays, somewhere outside in Old Delhi, somebody reached out to me and said, do you want to do an ad? You have a very expressive face. We just saw you perform. Can you do an ad? I was like, of course, yes. I was open to any sort of direction, wherever it was taking me. Before I knew, there were hoardings all around the city, and this was just me in the second year. I started enjoying it even more. By the end of third year, I was picked up by an agency. They wanted me to do more commercial stuff, more TV ads, and try out for stuff in Mumbai. So they decided they want to send me to Bombay for 10 days for a 10-day skit, wherein they gave me 2 ads to do, a few meetings, and just to sort of suss out the Bombay scene. So I jumped on. Third year, I had no direction where to go to. I was given this opportunity. I went to Bombay, did those 2 ads, did those 2 meetings, and I was free, and I was excited like a child in a candy store. I met one of my common friends from Delhi, and one of his friends was going to dub for a Balaji show. And he said, why don't you guys tag along? I'll just go dub, and you guys can just like hang around and see how it really happens. I mean, we didn't really go inside the building. We were standing outside, and I was just mesmerized to see the Balaji motion pictures and Yash Raj on the other side. I remember standing at one of those hawkers. We have these cycle walas in Mumbai. They sell chai and booze. They're very famous. They come to our rescue at night. So I remember standing there, and there, again, 2 ladies sort of approached me, and they said, you look like a character we're auditioning for. Would you want to audition for it? And as always, I jumped on. I was like, yes. They were like, you'll have to come tomorrow. I went home, quickly prepared, and prepared really well, and came the next day, and did it to the best of my capacity. I did that 10-day skit, came back to Delhi, almost forgot about it, and went back to the, whatever little drama I was doing in Delhi. A couple of months down, I get a call saying, you're selected for that TV show, and we would like for you to come and join the team. And they were paying me a decent amount of money. My parents were supportive, and they said, of course you should. So for me, having no direction, and having been called to Bombay with a show, and there I was, in the middle of senior actors, well-known people, getting this opportunity. I did this to the best of my capacity. But I realized daily drama soaps is not where my calling is. I thought it was too mechanical. I thought this is a place where I can't evolve, learn more. I just wanted to get better at whatever I was doing. I did that show well, learned a lot from it. Soon after, I was fortunate enough that I got a show, which was a finite series, just like how web series are these days. Back in the day, there were no web series, so it was either daily soaps or some films, which were very limited to some stars. So there were very less opportunities. But I was fortunate that Channel V, a music channel, was getting into fiction. And they were doing their first 18-episode, one-of-its-kind series. It was called Channel V Roomies. I got to headline the show at 18 or 19, probably. And that changed things for me. I learned so much. I learned the understanding of headlining a show, the responsibility of seeing a show through from A to Z. Whatever the outcome, I learned so much from it. Then again, after that show, since not many shows like that were made, I kept myself busy for the next 2 years, doing whatever ads, making short films with my friends, sending it to festivals, because I really used to enjoy doing that and being in the middle of performing. To my good fortune, another finite series came my way. And it was for Star Plus. It was called Private Investigator. It was a 20-episode series where I play a criminology student who doesn't know who his father is, so he stumbles upon finding cases and solving mysteries for people and helping police. Again, I was thrown in the middle of amazing actors, and it was sort of a game changer. I realized that this is what I really want to do, and this is how I really want to do it. I realized two things after many years, that you got to know what you really want. You'll always have these directions, these little signals, these little signs telling you, giving you directions. You got to tap into that and know what you really want. There could be people telling you many things. And once you're there, once you know what you want, here's the second point. I mean, as cliched as it sounds, go with the tide, go with the flow. Let it take you wherever it is. So, know what you want to do, and let it take you. Soon after, the digital world opened up, the web series world opened up. Everybody got a lot of work. I did a lot of series as well. But it was during a time when I realized that I wanted to do something different, something that challenges me more. Just not an urban story, just not a love story, just not, the basic stories that we see. I was fortunate enough that another show, which was called His Story, it was a homosexual love story, came my way. I was apprehensive at first, but I really believed in the idea. And I believed if it's done well, to the best of its capacity, tastefully, it'll turn out well. And it did turn out really well. I was appreciated for my part. And also for choosing such a part. For a young guy to choose something like that was really appreciated. It took notice. So I realized that if I put my heart and mind to something, I can excel. The potential is infinite. You need to believe in it. So I did. Again, post that show, many other shows came in, many other projects came in. I did. But again, I reached sort of this point. I always found myself at this center where I wanted to do something more that challenges me, something more what I've not done before, to explore myself better. So there came my recent project, which releases in March. It's called Veer Savarkar. It turned out to be with one of my favorite actors, Randeep Hooda. Not just in it, it turned out to be his directorial debut. I play an incredible revolutionary. Unfortunately, I can't talk about it much at this point. But I enjoyed it so much, and it was one of the best experiences I've had in my life. So yes, I kept following my path, and it sort of got me here. You know what acting taught me? With all the luxuries and fancies my work offers, it taught me to live simple, to live consciously, to nourish myself on the way. We are constantly chasing big dreams, ambitions, and we forget to live. We forget to live the mundane, and that is where the juice is. I'm not talking about fancy things. I'm not talking about being rich. I'm talking about living rich. Those could be simple things like reading a book, watering your plants, spending time with your grandparents, picking up a skill, music, movies, travel, whatever that is that nourishes you, is where the life really is. And yes, once you live your life better, you'll be in a better position to achieve whatever that is you really want. Acting also taught me the power of now. So here's the thing. In acting, we are given an imaginary situation to play with a co-actor who's playing an imaginary part. Acting is all about being so present in that moment that the world ceases to exist for you, and you are only present here with your co-actor, responding and absorbing. It's almost meditative. I realized that this is almost like being spiritual. I had a spiritual inclination since a pretty early age. And with whatever little spiritual understanding I have, I feel it's being one with your breath in this very moment. Forgetting about your past and your future, as much as you want to reach somewhere and achieve something, it's to be brave, to surrender to the now, and be one with your breath. I don't know how many of you meditate or have sort of tasted the power of meditation. It's immense. The potential to human existence is infinite. Acting, yes, acting is about that, and it extended itself to my spiritual journey, wherein I believed everything is in the now. I stopped chasing things. I knew what I wanted to do, what my goals are, but I forgot about them. I lived life one moment at a time, one breath at a time, and surprisingly, things offer themselves to you. The immense power, not just a peaceful life, but you'll be so strong and fierce to achieve what you really want. So yes, the power of now holds great potential. And that applies to anything that you do. If you're preparing in life, if you're performing, if you're sitting in an exam, just your undivided attention and that immense focus is what being in the now is. And it frees it frees you from yourself. And it's only you and your objective. So yes, be sincere with your now. Don't be trivial with your now. Now is where life really happens. Now is where the juice really is. Not just for a peaceful life, but to achieve whatever that is you want to achieve. I hope all of you guys in this talk were present in this very moment with me. Thank you so much. That's it. That's Mrinal Dutt. Thank you. Thank you.